Hello, this is Brian Scuttle of Sonic Cinema, and I'm here with another quick take as I go through award season, as I go through the major movies that I've missed over the past few months. And the first one that I'm watching today is Justine Triet's Anatomy of a Fall. This one is a courtroom drama about a wife who is accused of murdering her husband. And the evidence does not necessarily point one direction or another, but what makes it even more complicated is the fact that their son is the primary witness, and he is blind. And the blind part is not necessarily what makes it complicated. What makes it complicated is the dynamics in the relationships of the family. And it doesn't reinvent the wheel when it comes to courtroom dramas. It's very much a courtroom drama from beginning to end. I do love that what I do love about this film is that it basically takes us point by point by point by point of the investigation, and we see the police basically putting together the case, trying to figure out the scenario of what happened, and we see stories no longer align when that happens. And I find that very fascinating, and the fact that this movie really basically is following the story from beginning to end, and it's not really reveling in artifice of typical courtroom dramas. There is some when it comes to the prosecution and the use of Sandra's written work as possible evidence of her motives to kill her husband, but this is ultimately about the where that this has on Sandra and Daniel, the son. As the accused, Sandra Hüller is absolutely remarkable. She is fantastic, and there are some scenes in this movie that are just absolutely heartbreaking as they go along. But I think the performance for me in this film is Milo Machado Graner as the son, Daniel. And he just does an absolutely tremendous job. I couldn't love his performance more, and he has some moments of both of them have moments of absolute devastation that makes this movie just absolutely resonate as a story about a mother and son caught in an impossible situation. And I will say one of the things that I like about this film, one of the things I was expecting about this film, is that I was expecting this movie to have the requisite third act reveal of some nature of the truth of what happened, but we don't really get that in this movie, and I think that's a unique approach on it. It's basically about the emotional toll that these characters are going through, and that is what connects us with them. That's what resonates with us with them. And Triet does a remarkable job with the film. The only other film of hers that I'd seen before this was a movie called Sybil a few years ago. And this is a different beast entirely, but it's one that is just fascinating to watch and really is captivating. And I can see why Hüller is getting the acclaim that she is. I wish that her Mikado Grainer as her son was getting as much recognition. I think he's absolutely remarkable in this film, but that's somehow what it goes. I don't. Maybe if this were a true English language film, that would be a different story. But there's enough English in this film to where I think it wouldn't matter one way or the other. But honestly, it shouldn't matter one way or the other because of the fact that, I mean, a great performance is a great performance, and I think both of these performances are great. That's going to be it for the this quick take on Anatomy of a Fall. And if you haven't had a chance to check it out already, I do highly recommend it. It's well worth checking into and well worth watching. That's going to be it for this episode of the Sonic Cinema Podcast. Quick take, and thank you very much.